Well, good morning. It's Crazy Cheap Chick, and I'm here in the kitchen this morning. I'm getting ready to make some French onion soup. Now, if you've watched my videos, you know that they're primarily about how to save money on groceries and household expenses. And one thing I get all the time is, well, it's really great that you find all these bargains, but I don't know how to cook. Well, it kind of got me thinking, I'm going to show people how to make some really simple, easy recipes. And one thing that's real easy to make is French onion soup. That is what I'm making for lunch today because yesterday I got 2 packages of cut up onions for $1/4 each. This one has some green peppers in it. That's okay, it won't hurt anything. And so I'm going to make French onion soup. It's simple, it's so easy, and it's so delicious. So first, we're going to start by sauteing the onions in a little bit of butter. And while we wait for those onions to saute, we're going to make the croutons. Now, if you want to make it really simple, you can go ahead and buy croutons. They're like 98 cents, but they taste so much better if you make them yourself, and they're so easy. So the first thing you're going to do is just melt some butter in a bowl. And then you're going to cut this bread into, like 1-inch squares. Well, there you have it. We have cut the bread into little squares. The onions are continuing to saute, and I've melted some butter. Now, this isn't actually butter. They had this on the clearance rack for 99 cents, so I bought 4 containers of it. I don't like it as well as real butter, but it's inexpensive. Here we go. We'll put some Italian seasoning in there. I don't measure it, I just shake a liberal amount in there. I tossed them, but it wasn't quite enough butter to fully coat them, and so I'm going to melt a little bit more butter, and the onions are getting really almost done. I'm going to pour some more oil in here so that these all get fully coated. That's really what makes them good. And they're not going to be like 100% soaked, but you want each square to have at least a little bit of butter on it. Oh yeah. I think that's pretty good. I'm pretty well coated. You could add more Italian seasoning if you want. It really depends on your taste. And the next thing we're going to do is dump these on a pre-greased cookie sheet. I just sprayed it with a little olive oil. I just put the breadcrumbs in the oven, 350 degrees, and it's telling me to shut the door. And we're going to dry them out. I didn't cook all of those onions. It says this is about 1.5 cups. And I did add a few more from here, so I probably used about 2 cups of onions. And the onions are all sauteed now. Just don't want them burnt, but a little bit of brown. And now we're going to add just a can of beef broth. And this is really just kind of flavored salt water. If you had some broth left over from cooking a roast, that would make this even more delicious. Now I'm going to add about a tablespoon of butter, and I'm going to squirt a little Worcestershire sauce in there, and probably a little bit of pepper. I'm going to put a little bit of onion soup and dip mix. You don't need a ton. I don't usually use a whole package, just maybe 1/4 package. I sprinkled that soup mix in. I added a little Worcestershire, a little bit of salt and pepper, and that tablespoon of butter. I'm going to mix it up. Well, I went ahead and added the whole package of the onion soup mix just because I thought, what am I saving this for? What am I going to use this for? That is really good soup. I did add probably a cup of water to, because with the whole package of the onion soup mix, it was a little strong, but now it tastes just right. The croutons have just come out of the oven. They turned out great. I usually don't make them this crispy when I'm putting them in salads, but since they're going to have to support some cheese on top of the French onion soup, I did dry them out a little bit more than usual. I like them when they're still just a little bit soft on the interior. I've poured the soup in the bowls, And now we're going to throw some croutons on top. You don't have to make your own, you can buy them. And after we get the croutons on, we're going to put some cheese on top and melt it. And I'm just going to melt it in the microwave, and I'm using Provolone that I got on clearance for 99 cents. All right, put the cheese on top, and I'm sticking it in the microwave for about 30-45 seconds. Looks delicious, and I'm pairing that with a BLT. So there you have it. That's how you make French onion soup. I bet it's a lot easier than you thought it was. And from beginning to end, it took me about half an hour to make that soup, and that included making the croutons. If you want to shave a little time off and make it simpler, then use store-bought croutons. It won't be quite as good though. It's not a low-calorie meal, but it's delicious. And on a really cold, rainy day like today, it was really filling and really good. Just the soup would have made a meal on its own. I paired it with a BLT because I eat a lot of food. There's no question as to why I struggle with my weight. I really like to eat. I don't like to cook, but I like to eat. And I like to save money, and French onion soup is cheap and easy. So thank you so much for watching my video all the way to the end, and hopefully we can cook again together soon. This is Crazy Cheap Chick. Thanks for tuning in.